We kind of need to talk to because this one's interesting, right? So notice that Capif Chile, right, which is one of the big member copyright kind of people. I've noticed that they've started using Amazon as their thing, and this is the interesting part, right? It's just a standard DMCA notice, and they put all of the people that they're responsible for in the description, the last URLs, detail the facilitation and reproduction material for these artists: Radio, Radio Killer, Radio Futura, Radio 4, Band of Horses, Pacific Bay, Puggy, you name it. All right, so a lot of American bands, a lot of Latin American bands, and that's fine. The interesting part, though, is that they're using as their original URLs, they're using Amazon, Amazon.com. So what they're doing is they're doing a search. They're doing not a search, and they're not pointing to a specific thing. They're just pointing to all the things that relate to Futura or Radio 4 or Radical Face. And, excuse me, I dismissed that. Radical Face or whoever, right? So they're just doing a search in Amazon. They're not pointing to a specific article. They're not pointing to a specific item. They're pointing to the search index. And so you can just get the search page and then all the rest of it. And there are many of them. So they're taking that whole list that we saw before and they're kind of just converting it over to a search, and they're poking it into Amazon, and then boom. And then every single one of these, no allegedly infringing URLs. In this one, it's all the URLs from Amazon, but nothing infringing. Let's take a look at how many there are. There are like 1,759 URLs in here, and absolutely not a one of them is an infringing URL. So I think they kind of misfired on this one, right? And again, it's all of the same thing. It's all repeated all over the board. And it's fascinating that anyone would even let this get off their system, because this is so obviously flawed and so obviously broken in terms of how the process works and why the process works the way it works. So Capif Chile, Amazon. Now, legally, I'd like to ask the question. I'm not a lawyer. I wish I was a lawyer at this point, because that would make my life more interesting. Legally, if they use these as the originating URLs, are they transferring their ownership over to Amazon, right? Are they saying, well, Amazon is the authoritative owner of these works, which I don't think is the case here, but you could make that argument in terms of this. And if I was Amazon, I'd be like poking the bear. Probably a good thing I'm not the CEO of a major company, because I really would poke the bear on this one. The DMCA notices I've looked at over 4,000 of them now, and over 13 million URLs in one form or another. This is so common, it's not even funny, and that we would need to really kind of address this as a process and as an organization. Whoever ran this should never have let this get off their server, and should never have sent this. And they wasted time, they wasted money, and who knows what the whole process was or what the thinking was behind sending this. And that's, again, part of the interesting part of it. No allegedly infringing URLs. This is a waste of time, and there it is.